Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I apologize for the very long delay in putting stuff out content wise. I have just been so busy with work. Over the past few weeks, mostly the last couple weeks, I've been traveling out of the country, out of town. We had a major shoot that we had to do a behind the scenes for, so I was traveling in Canada for a little bit, then got back last week and I had another project I had to shoot. So just been super busy, but I have been very consistent with my running. Even though I may not be posting on YouTube, I have still been very excited about my marathon or half marathon prep now. So that's the point of today's video. I am actually 2 weeks out from my half marathon on May 4th and nervous slash excited for it. I'm gonna kind of walk through what I'm doing to prepare these last 2 weeks. Again, I'm still learning a lot. It's my first half marathon ever. I've been listening to my body a lot more recently, and I want to kind of go over what my diet's gonna look like over the next couple of weeks, as well as my tapering period. What I've noticed is that for my 5K, my 10K runs that I didn't necessarily taper for those, and I know I noticed a huge drop off in my performance when I did the actual race. So, from a half marathon and especially my full marathon, I want to do an actual taper so that way I can be fully ready and fully engaged for my half marathon. It's a whole thing. My family is actually going to be staying the night over. They're going to see me running. Again, slow runner, not expected to get this within at least 2.5 hours at least of a finish time, but we'll get it done. But today's video is gonna be just around that. It's gonna be around my diet and what I'm gonna be doing for tapering. So let's get right into that. All right, so let's quickly get into some nutrition. And I will be 100% honest with you guys. I have not been very good on my diet. And I feel like this is a recurring theme of this YouTube channel. Every single week, I tell myself, I'm going to do better with my diet. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to make sure I'm on top of it. I have not maintained it, especially the last couple weeks with travel and everything. I have been doing a lot more mileage in my runs on a daily basis, especially my long runs are up to like 12 to 13, 14 miles now. So I do find myself getting really, really hungry after those specific days, but it just kind of leads and carries on to rest of the time as well for me. So for the next 2 weeks, I want to make sure I really, really hone in on my diet. I have noticed a huge performance drop off when I don't properly do some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about right now, because I notice that my body itself cannot pull its way through. I get really, really tired during my runs, and then eventually I've had to actually stop some of my runs because I just did not have enough fuel in me to keep going. So let's go over some of the stuff that I'm going to really hone in on the next 2 weeks as I prepare for my half marathon on May 4th. First and foremost, hydration. So water and everything else, I need to make sure I am well hydrated. Especially what I've noticed during my long runs, when I'm not properly hydrated, my body gives out. I know last week I had a 14-mile run and I just physically could not go any further after 12 and a half miles. I was literally on a treadmill being like, okay, I'm just gonna walk it through. And I just could not do it because I was so thirsty. I had chugged an entire bottle of this, which is about, I don't know, a liter, 2 liters maybe. I chugged an entire bottle of this plus some more, and I still was not properly hydrated because I was not hydrating myself the day before or the day before that. I was just prioritizing hydration on the day of. I cannot do that going forward. I have to make sure I'm hydrating properly every single day for the next 14 days. I'm guessing probably a gallon of water. I know it's cliche, it's not necessarily recommended, but I know I can drink a gallon of water, and I think that's what my body requires. So that's what I will be doing going forward is hydration. In addition to hydration, I will be actually adding in significantly more of the electrolyte mixes. I've kind of dropped off on drinking this stuff over the last couple of weeks, again, travel and all that kind of stuff. I used to drink about one packet of these a day, and I haven't actually drank one of these in a while. So my plan is at least drink one a day, and then the week before, maybe amp it up to two a day. They actually have vitamin C and zinc in this specific one. It's a mango flavored one that I got from Costco. The reason for that is because my wife and my daughter have been sick the last couple weeks as well while I was away. And last thing I want is my week of to be where I'm sick. If I do end up getting sick, I'd rather have it be now, this specific week, because that way I can recover and get back on action the next week. But in order to hopefully not get sick at all and avoid all that, This one does have vitamin C and some zinc in it to help boost your immunity. So I'm definitely gonna be chugging a lot of this week as well. So hydration plus electrolyte replenishment. This right here is gonna be around eating proper fruits and veggies. I have again been very inconsistent with my fruit intake. I depend a lot on, as far as carbohydrates, I depend a lot around cookies and some of the unhealthy stuff. And if I need to get my carbohydrates up, it will have to be from natural sources that are healthier for you and give you natural energy. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Going to be increasing my fruit intake a lot by the next couple of weeks, just because again, I want to get that natural energy and the natural carbohydrates. Because I do notice that when I'm eating a lot of cookies as my carb loading or my pre-workout, I just noticed that the drop off in energy is significantly worse. So going back to my oatmeal before I do any kind of runs, and going into veggies a lot more, and yogurt at night and all that kind of stuff, gonna be super impactful. So gonna be prioritizing proper nutrition over the next couple of weeks. Last but not least, you cannot have muscle building without some protein. And I never recommend protein drinks necessarily. I rather prefer getting my protein through some of the more natural stuff like meats and fish. But if you had to, this is probably the best tasting one out of all. It's actually tastes so good that my daughter actually drinks more of these than I do. And they're expensive, don't get me wrong. They're the more expensive protein drinks you can find at Costco. I got these for about $33 for a pack of 18, but the Fairlife proteins are absolutely a game changer. They taste so good. It tastes like an actual chocolate milk, not that chalky stuff that you get. I don't like the muscle milk stuff. I don't like all that other crap. This is the one to get if you need to get extra protein. And I do sometimes have the need, because when I'm doing my long runs, I do eat a lot more carbs than I do proteins. So I just need to make sure I supplement it. So increase my protein intake over the next couple of weeks will significantly help out as well. So that is what my plan for nutrition is. Let's get into the actual taper. All right. And now let's talk about the tapering process. So taper for me, again, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it has been a hit or a miss. I didn't probably taper for my 10K or my 5K, and definitely took a toll when it comes to my actual race day. So this time I really want to make sure I do taper properly. So a little bit of background on my taper and what I'm planning to do now. If you guys follow along my journey, you guys know that I'm actually doing a full marathon training plan on the app Runna. And I didn't actually do any kind of half marathon training plan for this half marathon coming up in a couple of weeks. I actually just said, you know what, I'll do a 25-week long full marathon prep, and then a part of that training will just be the half marathon somewhere in the middle. So that's kind of where I am at in terms of my running plan. I didn't necessarily plan for a taper week for my half marathon, and it actually kind of turned out to be kind of perfect, because the taper week actually falls right within my deload week of my full marathon training plan. So that's perfect, because now I can really bring down the mileage that I'm working on. The intensity of the workouts will be significantly lower than my deload weeks. So this week itself, I have my full training plan, which is 2 speed workouts, an easy workout, and then a 16 miler, I think. And then next week is going to be significantly less than that. It's going to be around, like, I think a 4-mile long run, a 2-mile easy run, just something significantly lower. So that's why I'm excited, because I think for my taper, I'll be much more prepared for the actual race day. I might do a quick workout the morning before my actual half marathon, but that's going to really depend whether or not I have the time, because I have a lot of stuff happening the day before. Because it is in the beginning of May, Orange County, or Southern California in general, is usually pretty warm this time of year. So I want to make sure I also, again, for hydration purposes, I'm really ready for that. But I have to also make sure I'm getting my actual clothes ready, what I feel comfortable running in. I'll be next week that I'll be discussing around my clothes, around what shoes I'm actually be running my half marathon in. I actually thought I would just be running in Superblast 2, but a couple of the contenders have come into play. I'm going to be experimenting on those this week and see which one I really feel comfortable in. and I actually will discuss that next week with you guys. I probably will have some sort of like anxiety the morning of, as I always do. But I'm super excited. It is a pretty big event that's happening in Orange County. They're saying anywhere from 40 to 50,000 runners. So this should be super, super fun. I haven't done a big event like this ever, honestly. So this will be a lot of fun for me. And I cannot wait to share that with you guys. And I guess just to kind of quickly recap around how my training has been going the last few weeks, since I did my last recap video for trainings. It's been a little up and down, to be honest with you guys. I have been doing a lot more treadmill workouts just because, again, because of the travels and the work schedule. So the convenience of treadmill has been significantly great, but I do miss running outside. I think that's something I really always try to do as much as I can, but because of everything happening around me, I just could not really get out there to run for a few hours. Even this week, I should be running outside, but because my daughter's home, because she's on spring break, I'll probably be doing a lot more of my workouts indoors as well. But when I say the workouts have been hit or miss, I think again that's because of my prep for the workouts. I haven't been eating properly. I haven't been drinking enough water. So a lot of my speedy workouts, I'm super exhausted at the end of it. And to the point where I would say it was kind of discouraging a little bit because I was just like, I can normally hit these speeds, but there's something about me, I just cannot hit them anymore. I get super tired, or like I would just tell myself, you know what, this next lap, I'm just going to take a little bit easier because I'm so tired. And I usually could do those paces that the app is telling me to do, but I just could not physically do it. And in my long runs, I really love my long runs, but I had a 14 miler and I just could not for the life of me finish that at all. This week I have a 16-mile run. I'm hoping to, again, because of my prep for the half marathon, that should carry into my prep for the runs this week as well. But speaking of long runs, one of the benefits of having the long runs as a part of my marathon training is that I already know that I can run 13.1 miles, right? Because I've been doing that for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. My long runs have been anywhere from 12 to 13 to 14 miles. And this week I have a 16 miler. So I think I just feel like, okay, since I can already, do that length of time and do that kind of mileage, I feel a lot better around my prep for the half marathon. With a 10K and then with a 5K training plan, I had actually never run that long for those training plans during my training days. So when I actually had to run the 3.1 miles or 6.2, towards the end I was just like, okay, I'm not used to this length. But now with the half marathon and as a part of my marathon training, I just feel so much better around being able to finish 13 miles. I can do it. The main thing is, what time will I be doing it in? And I'm kind of trying to hone in on my specific target pace. It is a little difficult and a little disheartening, honestly, because I really think I can manage 11:30 pace, but when I tried doing it, my body just could not hang on to it. So we'll see where that ends up as well and see what kind of pace we're going to be running at. Next week, as a part of my training series, I'll be going over what shoes I'm going to be wearing for my half marathon. What are my goals as far as time? What are my goals for that? I'm going to be discussing that with you guys as well. What I'm going to be hopefully wearing. Again, I'm trying not to add in new things, no new shoes, no new workout clothes. Whatever I feel comfortable in now is going to be what I'm going to be wearing during my run, because I don't want to have to introduce new challenges on day of. Just kind of make it like a simple run that I'm doing. And again, it's my first half marathon ever. So any time is a PR, and which is great. But there is a time goal that I'm hoping to get at, and I'll be sharing that with you guys next week as well for my last week of marathon prep. However, the next video you'll see on my channel should be this week, and it's going to be around the review for the Glycerin Max. In my opinion, one of the best max cushion trainer shoes out there. I'll be talking about why I like the shoes so much and why I may not recommend that shoes for beginner runners or slow and heavy runners, but stay tuned for that video as well. I should be having it drop later this week. At the time recording, I am currently at 491 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the support that you guys have been providing me, all the motivation, all the words of encouragement, also some feedback. I appreciate all of it. I know one of you had actually reached out to me saying that, hey, you haven't posted in a while, everything okay? Yes, I am A-okay, just again, work has been crazy. But I still love running. I still love posting things, and I cannot wait to get back to it. And I cannot wait to actually get my first marathon done before I turn 40. The dream is still out there. The dream is still alive and well. And I appreciate all of you following along in this journey. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.